tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello. Oh. And we are here for another recap of your favorite NBC soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Welcome, everyone, to AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my experienced co-host. We have, with the almighty hair...
Oh, me!
That was you. Yeah.
Mark J Freeman.
and
Peter Ramos.
And, of course, we are here... #Dishin Days.
Dishin Days.
I was gonna make that work for you.
Do we have the hashtag pizza rolls yet?
Oh my God, no, we don't have the hashtag pizza rolls yet.
Alexa.
All right, we need to get that going. We totally need to get that
one
going.
Assignment every week, Alexa.
You had one job.
Basically, I want this to happen so that they hire me to do their commercial.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get on it.
rolls.
I'm telling you.
But before we go into this week's episodes of Days, last week I told you guys that I wanted to play Maxine's son if they ever expanded her role. And I told you that when I went to Day of Days, I took a picture with Aloma Wright, who plays Maxine, and she was the only person I took a photo with, and it was because I wanted to show people, like, if I did get called in, like, how well we look together. And look, like, don't you think we really could pass off as,
she could definitely be your daughter.
She could be my
Oh, I mean, wait, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. You could definitely be her daughter.
Oh,
that's what I meant.
Shots fired.
I think we have some Neosporin.
Rude.
Ice water for that burn.
But don't you think that she I could totally play her son, right?
Totally.
That's
totally.
very believable.
Totally.
I see it.
Well, or as Days of Our Lives seems to be going, you could be her love interest. It is Cougar Week. Cougar month,
right? Yeah, it is. Speaking of cougars, let's go.
I did that on purpose. I led us right into that.
Yeah, you did.
Good job.
If you guys agree, comment below. Let me know and us know if you feel like I would be a perfect match for Maxine's son.
Also, we need to name
I
Tony's
would totally
character.
appreciate that. And before she heads out, y'all give a big round of applause to Alexis, who was holding it down in the booth for us.
Aw, thanks,
For like
guys.
the first 3 minutes and 47 seconds, and now she has to go.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
Alexis, for getting us on cam.
I'll join in the chat room in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I like
Bye.
that. I like that. And hello to all the 11 people who are watching us live now. Make sure you say hello, chat with us, let us know your thoughts. We are first going to go into Cougar Town.
Yes.
And we are
Let's do
going
it.
to head into the JJ, Jennifer,
found a
Eve. It's probably
Must
yours.
be mine.
Storyline. Oh my. Okay, so this whole time I was like, she's gonna go to the house, she's gonna walk in, and she's gonna find them. Little did we know
That she went to Roxanne's.
she went to Roxanne's to
Which
talk to
just
her.
makes her even crazier,
Well,
in my opinion.
Well, she was going to go probably
Well, we're-
talk to Roxanne and be like, hey, girl.
Yeah, well, now that explains that whole I can't talk, I have to go now. Right. So she figured like, oh, well, you know, she's here. She's obviously staying at the one and only hotel that everyone stays at, which is probably
I wonder if she's on the same floor with Serena and
Paul.
But where was Derek?
Derek wasn't spilling that tea, apparently.
Well, they left the door open.
So he didn't have to let them in.
You always know something's going to happen when they don't close
when
the
they
door
don't
all
close
the
the
way.
door all the way.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Who starts having sex?
And you can tell
making love.
they make it love.
And not making sure.
Because JJ was at the door, so he closed it partially. You know what I mean? Like he didn't.
He's the one who
like
didn't
then
close.
just don't touch the door.
Right. Oh, I
Does
thought
that make sense?
Roxanne stormed out.
Right. I thought it was Roxanne who left it open.
Well, she stormed
Because
whomever
she
that
left,
was.
and then
It was intentionally left over.
first of all, how crazy of it was Eve to follow them back
I
to
know that
the
was-
hotel room and be like, "I'm not done with you."
right?
It's like,
Roxanne even said, "Seriously, you're obsessed with JJ."
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah."
I was like, I felt like that was totally weird of her. But
And then she just left them in the hotel room, that one that she paid for. She's like, okay.
did
I'm
she
like-
pay for it or did JJ pay for it?
Oh, it actually could have been JJ.
Because I felt like since JJ set up everything,
I love
I'm
that
pretty
we
sure.
are rationalizing.
Right. You just gonna leave your hotel room that you paid for,
Yeah.
and just jet back to Chicago, which
While they
Paige knows where Chicago is.
Pagey.
Yes.
Paige. But oh my gosh, for Jennifer to walk in and see her son making love with her arch nemesis. First of all, as a mother,
Go
to
ahead.
walk in and see
Yeah.
your child making love, period, can be. It's just as horrifying as like if he was to walk in on her and Daniel.
Yeah, I wrote on the top of my page the other day, before the show even started, let's talk about that moment when your mom walks in on you having sex.
Yeah. First of all, hashtag ill gross. And then when Jennifer slammed the door, I was like, oh, this is a side
It's
of
gonna go
Jennifer
down.
we have not seen.
In a while.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always the nice ones you have to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the nice ones.
That
and
is
then
true.
when she hopped up on Eve and was like, and I felt like they were like, put the pillow in between so that you don't
Oh,
actually
that's
hit
right.
her.
And then she grabbed the pillow and was trying to
Yeah, and
suffocate her with
tried
her.
to-
Oh
yeah.
my, I was laughing so hard.
She lost it, and JJ just kind of stood around. I'm like, your mother is losing it.
Until he picked her up and pulled her back.
Yeah.
Like,
I have no
Wow.
words about that.
that was just...
It's the moment we've been waiting for,
Yes.
but it was still unexpected because we're like, oh, she's gonna go to the house, and even Abby questioned her like, you're gonna go to Eve's house? Like, are you sure? Like, oh
yeah, when she found the keys.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Technically, I have the keys, so I'm not really.
yeah, and Abby's even like, oh, I'm pretty sure you don't want to fight with her again, so I'll just take the keys back to her. She's like, no,
No.
I'm
I
gonna
got this
go.
cat suit on for a reason.
She did kind of look like Ninja Warrior a little
Right.
bit, like she
had her hair tied back.
I mean,
everything. She
and
was ready.
that braid was
That was
tight.
the tightest
It was tight.
braid I've ever seen.
It
I
was
actually
like,
almost wrote that down too.
Bam.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was yeah. She was snatched back. But yeah, and then just the rest of the week of like, first of all, I felt bad for JJ because I'm sure he was mortified at the fact that his mom caught him
Mortified.
having sex. Making love. Keep having to correct myself. But then, turn of events, Jen's like, okay, so Eve, if you don't want me to let Paige know what
the
happened,
blackmail thing.
yeah, like you have to just let them be together, and we'll keep this secret.
No, I know. That disappointed me
But
too.
Yeah.
Can we go back just a sec?
Yeah, we
with
can go
the
back.
fight when Jen left them, was leaving the room, and she grabbed the keys and just threw them at Eve's chest. And
Yes.
Eve got all dramatic. She's like, oh. Right there. She's just like, oh, like it was a rock thrown at her. And then she tries to grab Jennifer and just got like, get your hands off me. I was just like, right across her face.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Oh,
What?
I don't know. It's like I've been waiting for them to get caught, but it's like, oh, I don't want you to get caught like this.
Yeah. Now,
Jennifer,
if
close
they
your eyes.
make love again, I'm done.
I honestly, I feel like even though us as fans were like, oh, now JJ and Paige can be together, I kind of feel like they're going to put JJ and Eve together.
That they're still gonna
I
mess
think
around behind.
I think
Yeah.
Roxanne's going to
Paige
come
as
back
well.
too.
Ro-
What?
okay,
Did I just hear
listen.
this?
I'm
again?
all about Joxy. That's my new thing. Joxy.
Okay.
JJ and Roxy.
I am
Joxy.
too, but
Oh, I thought you
Let's-
said Jack. I thought you meant
Well,
Jack.
yeah. Well, let's face it. Two things are not going to happen in your. Three things are not going to happen in your life, Mark.
I don't,
Uh-oh.
should I
Three.
take my headphones off for this?
Jack is
Here.
not coming back.
That's not true.
Roxanne's not coming back.
That is definitely not true.
And Melanie is there to stay.
Yes, thank you.
So these are things that you're going to have to get used to.
Gonna have to accept.
We'll discuss later.
Discuss in the chat room.
If you think
be a
Jack should
Twitter
be
battle.
back, please comment #bring Jack back.
if you are with Mark and want to see Jack come back, as he explained since the very beginning of this recap show,
Since day one.
please hashtag Jack back for Mark's sake.
Bring Jack back.
I'm sorry, hashtag bring Jack back.
I just want it consistent because I've been hashtagging.
Oh, that's what you've been hashtagging. Well, hashtag bring Jack back. And you know
Hashtag
what?
bring Jack back and hashtag pizza rolls.
If you're on Twitter, tweet Mark.
Please.
Tweet Matthew Ashford.
Please.
And then put hashtag bring Jack back. I want to see how many people are with you.
And if you're friends with Matthew Ashford and you see me on his lawn,
On his lawn.
please don't call the police. It's just me trying to get him to come back today.
Matthew Ashford, if you see this face on your lawn,
You'll see the hair first.
Yes.
You'll see the hair. You'll see me coming.
or who knows, if you're in the hedges, you may blend in.
That's true. That's true. little spray green in my hair.
Oh my God.
Was that a dig at the hair?
There are already
But
some
you don't
people.
think really don't think they'll bring Roxanne back? I really think they will.
You know what?
Just because so many people liked her.
Yeah, but now they have to, because Days films so far in advance. They would have to figure out how to move her back in.
That's one phone call. Fix it.
Well, that's true.
I mean, if John could not be a Brady in one phone call, I mean.
Oh well, Jordan.
This is
leaving,
true.
So they can use that budget to.
Well,
bring
I
Roxanne
still
back.
think what's going to happen. This is we'll talk about maybe prediction. Yay! Bring Jack back.
Oh my
Hashtag
gosh.
pizza rolls.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And now Steven's in the booth. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Steven.
Hey guys, Steven.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us on
you,
our Wacky
Steven.
Days of Our Lives recap and being so quick with hashtag bring Jack back and hashtag pizza rolls.
Yes.
Oh my God, if Tostino's
I'm telling
all of
you.
a sudden sends us
A bag.
a bag or a coupon for a free bag of pizza rolls, we would feature
Why?
that.
Okay, see, now wait a minute. I get the coupon.
But you get the coupon for us.
Okay, I
But
will
the
share.
coupon is
I will
for the
definitely
guests,
share.
remember?
Yeah,
When
I
we
know.
get the guests,
When
then
we
it-
get somebody in here, I will have pizza roll appetizers for them.
We're gonna get him a little apron,
Yes.
a little hat.
And my apron's gonna say "Bring Jack back."
So keeping the recap moving right along.
Sorry.
So now Jennifer has hashed a plan with Eve to allow the kids
The
The
kids.
children. Well, they are under.
to be together. But I mean, who kept wanting them to just tell Paige what was going on as Paige kept lurking around Hortontown Square?
And
I
here's
know.
here's the thing.
Lurking. That's a good
Yeah.
word.
That is a
Yeah.
word. Here's my thing though too is while all this was going on, they still keep talking about the jacket with the whole scene with Paige
Yeah.
and Maggie. So I'm like, I'm guessing it's going to be kept a secret. But Paige is going to put it together because
Oh, yeah.
why else would they keep talking about this jacket? And she
Yes.
actually had a memory of the jacket.
She had it, but she also now she knows that JJ borrowed the jacket one
Yeah,
night.
because she
Right.
thought it was Daniel at
Yeah.
first. That Daniel was over at
And
his
that was
mom's
because of
house.
Maggie,
And
which
then Maggie's like, that was funny.
random scene with Maggie.
Well, that's what I wrote down. I wrote random Maggie and Paige, and then when she brought the box of clothes out, I was like, oh, okay.
For the
Yeah,
charity,
all
but
of a
it's almost
sudden-
like they were just like, "Oh, we've been putting this charity off for weeks." Really?
Actually, I
because
wrote
I have no
Maggie and
mention of charity. What'd you say?
I wrote Maggie and Paigey. The new
And then
dynamic
Maggie's
duo.
like, oh, I'm so sorry I brought that up. It's like, really?
Oh, because like that she brought up JJ. But yeah, but I wonder when Paige is going to put the pieces of the puzzle together because she knows that it's not Daniel's.
Right,
She now
No, she
knows.
knows it was Daniel's. It's just that JJ borrowed it.
right.
But this whole time she thought the
She thought
guy
was Daniel at the house.
Daniel. But it's like, why in that moment did you not realize if it wasn't Daniel in the house, that was the jacket?
Oh, but do you remember that there was someone mentioned this year? Like, oh, there's millions of those jackets around. It could have been Daniel.
Well, duh. I mean,
then, yeah.
there are millions of those jackets, but like that jacket
I have
keeps
two of
getting
the
brought
one
up.
you're wearing.
You have two of the one that I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Two different colors.
No, two of the same color.
Oh,
Just trying to be sarcastic.
There's a comment in the chat roll from Alex Johnson who says, "I think it's nasty that Jen wants Paige and JJ back together
Yeah.
without her finding out about
I
me."
agree. Alex? Is that who it
Yeah,
was?
Alex,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, now that he mentions it, and it's
Yeah.
like, bro,
I just, yeah.
too jacket, too quick. Oh, Steven. Steven's going to have a lot of fun with that
Steven,
one.
you're going to fit in just fine on Days of Our Lives.
See, and I feel like that's what's going to push JJ and Eve together because I feel like Paige is going to find out. But I think that we're seeing now that Eve has unbeknownst to her, and very weird, she has feelings for JJ.
Even though she doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because even JJ called her out like, oh my God, you're jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Roxanne said it too.
Yeah.
Roxanne said it
Well,
too.
Roxanne was
said
very
a
blunt
lot
with
of
hers.
stuff.
Yeah, listen, in the 2 days Roxanne was there, Roxanne had a lot to say.
Yeah, she did.
You know what? I vote for Roxanne to be on Salem PD. That's my vote.
I agree. I'll second that.
She'll take Rafe's badge.
Yeah.
Right. So
Poor ladies on the Salem PD anyways.
they do, because there's only hope.
No, Billy was.
Oh, here we go again.
Hashtag bring Billy back.
Which Billy, though? Krista
The
Allen or
only
Lisa Rinna?
Billy. Lisa Rinna, of course.
I'm sorry. I'm team Krista Allen. Because that's the Billy that I'm used to.
Okay.
Here comes another hashtag. Hashtag Tony grab a seat. Hashtag Steven, you have several seats. So I wonder how the Jennifer JJ Eve storyline is going to eventually play out. Will Paige eventually figure out that it was JJ? We all know they're not going to be able to keep this secret for long.
Right.
No secrets last long.
I personally think they're going to get back together, Paige and JJ. Mm-hmm. I think Eve's going to get pregnant or find out she's pregnant. I think in like a week or two she's going to start mysteriously throwing up, not intentionally, and
She's going to be like, oh, it's the alcohol.
I drank too much wine, and
Kinda like
then
the Teresa thing.
that's going to all start unfolding.
Yeah.
And then the deal is going to be Roxanne coming
Dr.
back.
Mandrake can come back and steal her baby too.
Dr. Mandrake needs to stop stealing people's babies because he's not doing a
Give
good
that
job
one
at
to
it.
sisters' babies.
Kristen.
Both of them?
Kristen already has one.
She has Teresa.
Teresa's
That we
right.
know of. Yes. So we will.
She gave it to Brady. So you don't have to adopt.
Before we move on to the next one, we have another comment in the chat roll. Lego my prego. We have Daquan Jenkins, hello Daquan.
Hello, Daquan.
Who says, I want Mark and Freddie Smith to be in a room together and compare their cool hair.
Yeah, he's from Ohio too.
He is.
It's Ohio.
So you guys can talk about hair.
Yeah.
You can talk about Buckeyes and all
yeah.
that.
Big
Big hair don't care.
Oh my gosh, I'm using that. Hashtag big hair.
Don't care.
Speaking of Freddie Smith, let's move into this favorite storyline, the Paul, Will, Sonny storyline. First of all, can I just start off by saying, Will, take responsibility for sleeping with Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, why does he keep pointing the finger at everyone else? Do this, Will. Look. You see how you're doing this? Do this.
When
there's a one finger pointing,
at-
there's three fingers.
Three fingers pointing back
at you.
Yeah. He is blaming everyone else, and it's like, I feel like he just... I suddenly feel like Marlena.
Well, yeah, because she's the one who laid it down.
Yeah.
And she was just like, you're just shifting the blame.
Yeah.
You're just trying to shift the blame. And it's like, dude.
And he's still shifting the
my God,
blame.
he's-
She had
Marlena laid it down to him, and even Paul.
Yeah.
and Sonny before he left.
Yeah.
Sonny
Yeah.
laid into him too.
This is what I don't like the fact
son
that
of Sammy.
that
That's all I gotta say.
I don't like the fact that Will is trying to pretend as if Sonny was never in love with him, like he was so desperate to
Yeah.
get married
Yeah. Right.
that he
That
latched
wasn't
on.
real. It was fake.
No,
It was
like who does that? It's not like he came into town and was like, oh, you're gay, cute, check. Okay, I'll take you and marry you tomorrow.
And even Marlena said, somebody did.
It was Marlena. She totally broke it down.
Yeah,
she was like,
a year.
Sonny was here for a year.
Then he
met you, and you guys
for
dated for
another
a year.
year.
So that's 2 years.
that he could have gotten
And then
over.
you guys got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he came in and a week later he was like,
Oh, here you are.
Right. Like most gay
grab the U-Haul
relationships.
truck.
Exactly. And even I hate it when Will went to Paul's hotel because he's still living. What are you still doing here?
Yeah.
And he just answered the door without a shirt.
Yeah.
Temptation right there.
Don't they all answer the door without a shirt? Let me tell you, I answered the door with every stitch of fabric I own because no one should see what's under here.
Your house robe.
Right. Yes. But yeah, and I like that Sonny. Oh gosh.
Like glam.
I don't get that one. You guys apparently get it. I'm not in on the joke. Rude. When Sonny called Paul in to find out the truth from Paul, like, I don't know. I kind of felt like, didn't Will tell you everything?
Yeah. Well, I think it was because Will had lied to him. He was just kind of asking Paul, I just want to make... He said that. He said, I have every reason to not believe what you were just telling me. So, of course, I'm going to check. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him for asking Paul.
Oh, yeah. He has to check the facts. Absolutely. Because Will's been lying to him this whole time. So why not double check?
Right.
And then Will getting offended. It's like, shut up.
And I loved that when Paul and Will were talking and he's like, Will was talking about how everything happened. And he's like, oh, really? I must have a different memory of it than you do, because that is not.
And he even broke it down for
Yeah,
Will.
he totally broke it down. I know you remember every
and he's like,
detail.
Was I the married one? No. Was I the one who took off the ring? No.
Yeah.
Did I?
But the major button of that whole thing was, if I was with Sonny, I would have never cheated on him. I was like, oh, you shady little bitch.
And then look who happened to walk in. Adrian.
Right
at the end. I don't know. Could not have overheard.
Yeah, it could be that thing where like,
no.
Oh, how much of that did you hear?
But it was just an awkward moment, right? For sure.
Very, very awkward.
So how do you think Adrian would react to all this, finding out that?
Oh, she loves Paul,
but
and she knows that Paul saved his, and that's still not out yet. It's still not out that Paul saved Sonny's life.
Yeah,
but she was also anti-Will when they first got together. Remember?
Yeah,
she was totally anti-Will.
Yeah, and for the longest time.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know, because now I feel like she's probably going to be Team Paul, because at first she was like, no, stay away from him, but now that he gave away all that blood,
which is going to create a rift between her and Lucas.
Boom.
Oh, well, because Lucas.
Well, because she's going to start trash talking Will, and Lucas is going to be upset.
Well, let's hope so, because I'm sorry, I am not on hashtag Team Adrian Lucas.
No, me neither.
I'm not on that bandwagon. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't think it's cute at all.
But you didn't like the scene in the chimney?
What I liked was that she didn't have a change of clothes at the Horton house, but she just put like a sheet around her and just be like, okay, this is how you do it, and be careful, because But hers was still completely white. Did you see that when she folded it up?
Yeah.
If you are hashtag Adrian Lucas, let us know. Let us know how you feel about that. But
did we come up with a couple name for them?
We don't need
Ladrian.
to.
We don't need to.
Ladrian.
Exactly, because it sounds very much close to late and never.
How do you really feel?
Same way you feel about.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
So
Lamedrian.
Exactly.
Good one.
Hashtag Lamedrian. So back to Paul, Will, and Sonny. Let's get to earlier in the week when Paul was with his mom. And
this is Norita-san.
Now this is part 2, because a couple of weeks ago she had this huge reaction to Marlena. This week she had this huge reaction to John.
Huge is an understatement.
She wanted to go out the back door.
Yeah.
Is there a back door?
She asked the waiter, and she was so. First of all, she was so cute about it. Hero, you was so cute about this. She was just like, "Is there a back door?" No, he's like, it's closed. Why would you want to go out the back door? Oh, it's fine. I'll take a green tea.
She's just like, I want you to know my options just in case there's an emergency.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, get it.
Yeah. That was great.
I'll take a green tea.
Right? By the way.
Right. So now, as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, I'm with you, Peter. I think John is going to be.
I don't think there's any doubt at this point.
No, not at all.
And he talked, and then John ran into Paul coming in too. There was that interaction.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that, like, obviously Paul doesn't know.
No, he doesn't.
But it did say, I feel like I read one of the spoilers, and it says that he's actually going to find out very soon. Yeah, he has I think it's going to happen pretty quick. I don't think you're going to drag it out.
But now I wonder what's going to be the whole thing behind that.
I just think it's going to be word that Belle's 2 half-brothers slept with each other. No, not half-brothers. Her half-brother and her nephew.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute.
That's a tangle web.
Who are we talking about? Belle?
Belle.
Belle's
Yeah.
half brother.
Because Paul would be Belle's half brother, and then Will is her nephew.
While you guys think of that,
Okay,
I
well,
have to
that's not
give.
that weird.
I have to give.
She's from Ohio. That's why.
While you guys think about that, I want to give a quick shout out to James Lott, who
James.
who
Oh yes, he's gonna be here
with
next week.
his hashtag mucus. I like that. And see, there are people who agree. No, Adrian and Lucas. No. No.
Is it just Alexis writing it over and over again? That doesn't count.
Yes.
Creating different
Yes.
screen names.
I'm going to stick to my guns. I just like that they have a storyline that they're on screen, because there's so many times where I watch and I love Lucas and I just want to see more of him. I want him to be on screen more,
You know
and
what?
and I'm just happy that they are giving them that opportunity, because I enjoy both of them very much.
I agree with you on that point, because I was just talking to James the other day, and he was talking to me how Lucas,
other James.
our James,
Yeah,
our
that
James,
was here.
how Lucas has the actual like quality of being a leading man on Days of Our Lives, and why don't they just like further that out? Because he can totally carry a leading man role.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, I mean, he has. He's played Lucas for years,
I
and
know
he's
that.
had some
they
great
need to give him like a
storylines.
really good, solid storyline. Not
But I
just
feel like
chasing after
other than
Adrian or being the
Sammy,
grandfather.
he hasn't really had a good. There's never really been a connection with anybody else.
Yeah, because he got paid to.
Well,
Nicole got paid to marry her.
Yeah. And then he was with
Naughty and Chloe. Naughty and Chloe. Chloe and
Nadia.
Lucas didn't work out.
Yeah. And we will talk about that later.
Oh, and then what's her name? Jordan's friend.
Yeah.
He was sort of
But she
interested
was there for like a hot
A hot second, and then she.
I don't even remember her name.
I don't either. But she
I'm
was.
sure my friend Glenn does.
She was
He
there
might
just
change all that
just to kind of introduce that she was just from country bumpkin town,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then once she released the information that she needed to for Kate, she was gone.
Yeah, she was supposed to rattle Jordan.
I get that people
Yeah.
kind of have to come and go, and you have to kind of feel things out. But it's like, I'm going to go back to it. Roxanne came in, and I mean, I even looked on Twitter. I tried to find her on Twitter, and me and several other people. There's a hashtag. Her real name is Andriana Manfredi, is her real name, and so there's a hashtag Andriana Manfredi, because no one can find her on Twitter.
Oh,
and everybody was like, "Does anyone know if she has a Twitter? Da, da, da. We love her. We love her."
girlfriend, get a Twitter.
So she needs to get a Twitter so that we can hashtag and Days of Our Lives in
We can tag
NBC,
her.
because I think that was great. I loved
Yeah.
her and JJ, and I feel like they should follow those things when they hear about them, especially now in this day and age.
Yeah.
when you can go right to social media and
yeah,
find out what
totally.
people are
Just
saying. I mean, I
out
get
how-
that th're far in advance, like you said, filming.
How far in advance is it?
5 months?
Five months, yeah, 5 or 6 months. James said that Will is Belle's half nephew. Also, Alex brought up the fact that Marlena had a Maison Blanche flashback, and feels like there has to be a reason for that.
Who did?
When, this
Marlena?
week?
I guess Alex. It was.
Alex,
was that
was it this week?
No, that was like 2 weeks ago with
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
her and John.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I wish they did more. I mean, we talked about that
I know,
before.
yes.
I'm all about a flashback.
Maybe they're setting it up that like.
Where they're gonna go back to Maison Blanche.
Maybe
and
that's where Tori
she-
comes in.
Yeah.
were-
Maybe she was just a lonely traveler because she's from San Francisco, not from Japan.
I love how you said that with an
I
accent.
was say, well, Japan.
She was just a lonely traveler. She's
Yeah.
not from Japan.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it'll be good, and I'm happy because now John and Marlena have a story. You know,
Yes,
I'm happy for
I'm
these
just happy
things,
that
and
Marlena's back.
I'm not putting down any other people that have big storylines. Not saying that they're not as important, but especially those of us that have been watching the show for a long
you.
time, and I
For a
think
while.
even you sometimes probably don't get certain things because you didn't go through the 30 years of insanity
all,
running from school buses to watch Days of Our Lives.
let me tell you, you don't understand my
I think we need
history of
Neosporin
days.
again.
You don't understand my history of days. Okay, first of all, I learned how to program the VCR to make sure that it recorded every single day
about
at
a
1
beta?
p.m.
Thank you.
We are different ages. And furthermore, you didn't get upset.
And how about not being able to record it? Let's talk about that. Have to run home to watch it.
Well,
Right? Before VCRs were out.
And
it's not my fault that I was born during the age of
stand up and
VCRs.
change the channel.
With the pliers? Did you have
Sometimes.
aluminum foil
Sometimes.
over the that should be changed to hashtag Ancient Mark.
Yeah, it probably should be.
So I did that, and my dad used to come home early from work, and he would change the channel.
Oh, so in the middle of your show.
No, sometimes not even the middle. Like at the very beginning. Like Inside Edition, when I was growing up, used to show right before Days.
Okay.
And so I would get the tail end of Inside Edition, and then like right as Days came on, it went. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You didn't go through that. Arguments with your dad at 13 years old about why were you home early and changed the channel on Days of Our Lives. I am recording Days of Our Lives.
No, that was a conversation.
But you couldn't do that because you had to run home from the bus. You had to run home from the bus.
I did. Getting beaten up on the bus.
Oh boy. Just to close out, Sonny has left and to visit his brother
Alex,
yay,
who we heard
in
about
Phoenix.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and
I like that,
That's
actually.
most of the people on Days.
Yeah. That should be our show name.
Dazed and Confused.
We're dazed, he's confused.
Oh, Daquan just asked, didn't Lucas and Cassie sleep together?
Cassie. Remind me again.
The twins. Rex and Cassie?
Oh.
Whatchamacallit's
Did they?
daughters.
Kate and
Marlena.
Roman.
No, it wasn't. It was Kate and Roman's kids.
Yeah.
The twins.
The twins. The
Cassie and
aliens that
Rex.
came down.
Rex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gemini
Did he
twins.
sleep with her?
I don't know.
I think it was Stefano who maybe he had a part in it.
I need
Yes,
that
it was from both
Days of Our Lives
yeah,
Bible that's got all that information.
No, yeah,
in it.
that's their spawn.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What, you don't remember that?
What? Whoa.
The aliens
weird.
coming down.
What? What's weird?
I have no idea. Sometimes I just say things just to be a part of the conversation when I'm actually paying attention to something else.
He's reading the chat. He's reading the chat.
Okay, no, but since you brought
face
up
is hilarious.
since you brought up the chat, I want to say that we now have 26 people watching
Nice.
us in the chat room, which is the most that we had because last week it was 23.
Nice.
Yay, we're
So
building.
we are building it up. All right, so moving on to the elephant in the room.
Fred.
The elephant.
Oh, Fred. Okay, first of all,
Hashtag Fred.
Serena, honey, I am so glad that you finally know where Fred is.
Thank God.
There better be a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in there. There better be $1 million. There better be a rare diamond
I said this
in there.
elephant better be worth millions.
It better be worth so much.
Billions.
There better be
Billions and billions of
Stefano's secret 10-year plan hidden in there.
I was just
Alice's recipe for her donuts. That's what's
Something. This elephant better have some significance to it.
I was telling Mark, I was like, this thing better not have a key to something else. Like, it better end with that elephant.
I know. I said it's going to be like, oh, that's the wrong thing. Where's the giraffe? Like, it's going to be like the never ending. It's going to be the Brady Zoo.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so over the elephant. And it just
they keep dragging it
and
out.
I have to say, to give them this dialogue to talk so seriously about that. I mean, to keep a straight face, Melissa Arch, I have to give her a shout out because
And it's so
that's
funny when
tough.
Parker handles that elephant, he can barely pick it up. I just gonna be like,
Oh, and even Melanie's like, oh, wait till you see this thing that Parker loves.
But this is what I don't understand. Doesn't she carry it in her purse?
She everywhere.
But when you need it, you don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how are you gonna get back into Daniel's apartment? Are you gonna always call Melanie and be like, "Hey, girl, let's have a girl chat"?
She already did. She called
did?
as soon as she found out. Hey, girl,
Yeah.
let's hang out at your house.
and that's when Melanie was getting in trouble
and
with
she's
Brady
like, I can't right
at the
now.
Karaoke mansion.
Oh yeah.
For fighting with Teresa.
Teresa, my gal, my lady.
As she was being carried off
Like a rag doll. That was from Brady.
The best. The best.
Jen-
Put me down. So
Jen
the
Lily
stuff
actually
that
posted that video on her Instagram.
Oh,
yeah.
that was just
The
great.
storylines
I wonder-
we're watching right now are still from the old writers, correct? because we're not the new writers
because
just
the
came
new
in, so
writers
we
just came in.
So it's
Yeah.
probably not going to be another 6 months before we start seeing the new narrative.
What I want to know is him picking her up, if that was ad-libbed or if that was actually in the script.
I bet that had to be in the script.
You think? Like he just
I was going to say I think it ad-libbed.
Really?
I think so.
Ad-libbed.
Just to,
Because aren't they really close? They're really good friends too.
Yeah,
so I could just totally see him be like,
like
I
in the
got
dressing
you.
room going
I got
like,
this. Yeah,
I'm just gonna pick you up. Yeah.
Because that was too funny. I was
Yeah.
cracking up when I saw that.
Yeah, that was hysterical. I said this. I think it was when you were gone. I said, she's like the new Sammy to me. Like since
Yes.
Sammy's not there, they're just giving Teresa all that stuff that Sammy would normally do and be a part of, and I think she is just blowing it out of the water.
Yeah.
I just absolutely am falling more and more in love with her every day.
And I think I really liked her when she was with Brady.
I did
Even
too.
though they were kind of a toxic relationship, but
Yeah.
But I think that makes
Lucas
them
and
great.
Sammy were a toxic relationship,
exactly.
and they made it work.
But it's so weird is that like I feel like Teresa didn't want to be toxic, but she was toxic because she thought that's where Brady was. So she
When
figured
Nicole
like
was naming off every single person that Teresa didn't like, and then they were like, and a partridge on a pear tree.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Melanie was like, and then there's it, and she was just like, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of little funny little dialogues that happened within that. But yeah, Serena, glad you found the elephant. Figure it out. We're hoping for a whole lot. So let's go into some tidbits. First of all, Mark, as you mentioned before we started the show, the 30 minutes on Thursday of Nicole reminiscing in the park.
Speaking of genius, I have so many great. I don't know. People give. I was thinking about this the other day. People give soaps such a bad rap.
Yes.
For just because they're
Being
far-fetched and overdramatic.
Yes.
Okay, I would so much rather watch this. Insanity, like, because you know what I mean, like, and it really. I mean, they are the hardest working actors.
They are
on television.
They really
I think
are.
anybody hands down will agree with that. When you see what they have to memorize in a day and learn, and where they hide their notes and their scripts and stuff on the set.
Yeah.
Which they do. But I'm just like, why would you want to watch reality crap that is, we all can testify now, is scripted anyway, and it's just mind-numbing. Which is why I just can't, and as much as I love Lisa Rinna and I love Eileen Davidson, I cannot watch the Housewives of Beverly Hills. I just can't
but
do
the
it.
last
It's just,
episode
it's
was
so
amazing,
not.
by the way.
I can.
But I will watch Marlena get possessed by the devil every day of my life, and I will watch Kristen and Susan go at it.
I love
every
Susan.
day of my
Yes.
life, and it's just such a, it's so good. Like I really think it's giving a bad rap, and I hope that we can convince people to tune in and watch it more, because I'm just absolutely loving it.
I just would like for them to give Nicole something to do rather than going around town going, someone like me.
But who else could pull off those scenes of her in the park? I was cracking up. I was smiling. I was enjoying. Because normally you see those scenes where it's someone talking, you're like, oh, okay, that's where I would go up and get the pizza rolls. Hashtag pizza rolls. You were captivated by her. She nailed those. Like, as if you were in an acting class and had to do that
monologue.
And I'm not going to call it crap for the sake of the discussion, because it wasn't. But to be able to engage like she is,
I
and
just
have
think it's
that
amazing
script, I just think it's fantastic.
That all
I
the
think she's great.
characters always think out loud.
Well, yeah.
I think out
wonder-
loud too.
Well,
Pizza rolls.
that's a different kind of. I sometimes think. I sometimes talk to
you think
myself.
I do in my
Do you
car.
think out loud?
I talk out
Well,
loud.
I
In the
talk to
middle of the
myself.
Sometimes.
Not in the middle of the park, like at my house, behind closed doors. I do that, but
And then Teresa speaking to herself in the hospital,
That's
talking
a-
about trying to put together the Mandrake and
Right.
Yeah.
Melanie and
that's a totally different story. Okay, so to wrap up some tidbits before we get out, we already talked about Lucas and Adrian. We now realize that Jordan is going to be leaving us via New York for a new job.
Nice
So
humanitarian.
by
Big Apple.
And when she got that letter, my first thought was, okay, so she must have wanted to leave the show.
Why?
Because, like, how random is that? Like, there wasn't a build-up to...
well, kind of, because they kept on saying that she modeled the program at the hospital after that one, and that's why she.
Well,
always
but they
wanted
could
to
have
go
came
there.
up with that afterwards.
Yeah.
That doesn't start anything in it.
I don't know. I was just... I thought she was going to kill Clyde.
I thought too, well, I had read that she was going to. That's how she was going to exit. But maybe they changed their mind.
That hasn't happened yet. She could still be.
And I'm sure they throw some crazy stuff out there for us to read, so that to throw us off track too.
Well, we'll see. I think I read somewhere that next week is her last week. Yeah. So, and we're still waiting for Kristen to come back because she was supposed to come back in February.
March. I read March.
It is March.
I thought it was February.
I did read February, but then I
too.
just saw something else the other day. It said March, and I was like, you didn't say that before.
Right. Congrats, Ben, for getting your charges dropped.
Yes.
Yes.
But something's going to happen between Abby and Chad.
Oh, totally.
And it just
now
seemed like that
Jordan's out of the picture, of course.
Right.
That has to happen.
And the whole build up to this, and then it's like, okay, now it's done.
Yeah.
Like I wonder though if they do those things to tap, but I guess it's so far in advance they don't.
I don't know. But
so
it seemed like
triangle between Abby,
Chad, and Chad. Yeah, but
You mean Ben and Chad?
It was a total build up last week because it was like Chad had his whole confession and just getting stuff off his chest, and then he was like, "When you said you cared about me, that meant a lot." Exit.
And we saw who's coming back next week. Who's coming back to Salem?
Who?
Stefano.
Finally, he's coming back?
Yeah, I read that he comes back next week.
Oh, goodness gracious. That man has been locked up in that office forever, making phone calls and like terrorizing people.
A board meeting or something. He comes to town for a board meeting because Kate is at the board meeting and he surprises her or something. Oh, because this is the week they go after Kate.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go with that. And thank you, Roman, for giving the okay for Hope to date Aiden in absence of Bo.
How he said he wanted to strangle
I actually
Bo.
liked the scene. I was like, okay, that makes sense. They're laying the path for what's going to happen.
So kudos to that.
Which maybe means Peter Reckle may be back too.
Whoa, let's hope so.
Stefano.
Any other tidbits from this week?
Let's see, what do I have? Oh, the Eric and Nicole.
The hug.
That's right.
The hug.
And even Daniel and Nicole kind of.
So I wonder if they're gonna, if it's gonna come to a fight for Nicole.
Between who?
Eric and Daniel.
I don't see
Like
Eric. I don't see Eric being the fighting type.
No.
I don't know.
Well, maybe when we find out what's in the elephant, that's gonna make Eric upset at Serena, and then Eric will realize that he truly loved Nicole, and then we'll go back to Nicole. But then Daniel's gonna realize that he loves Nicole too, and then that's when Nicole's gonna be like, "Oh, now I got two men."
Well, that's what
a
I'm
couple
saying.
months ago, I didn't have anyone.
That's what I'm saying.
I see it.
Yeah.
I just laid it out for everyone.
And I said
You're
before,
welcome, writers.
I had said it before. I was like, I still don't think that she's. I think if Eric wants her back, bye, Daniel. Bye.
I'm good either way.
And is that why Chloe's coming back?
We'll bring that up later. It's part of our news and gossip.
Sorry.
Well, that's been your week of days. Let's go on to our fun stuff.
Hold on. I want to also talk about how they mentioned Bill and Laura and Mickey.
Oh yeah, Tom's secret. When Jennifer picked up the frame and when she's like, Tom had a secret.
Talking to JJ about Mike believing that Mickey Horton was his dad.
Oh, yes.
And kept the secret because it was actually Bill who was his father. And
Right.
I mean, that's just a nostalgic person in me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, oh, I remember that storyline. You know, it's just, yeah, we know you don't.
Because I wasn't watching it then.
You were an embryo.
Probably.
But yeah,
And I was getting my driver's license. Or drinking in college.
Just those little things I just like to touch
agree.
upon on the show when they bring it back. It's just amazing.
I do like when they do that. I wish they would bring some of the old
Maybe there could
characters
be an open
back.
door that Mike can come back. I would love
Who
for
could
Mike
we
to
have
come
them
back.
bring back?
Peter.
Why don't you guys let us know who you would like to see back? Have we done this already?
Yeah, a lot.
Besides Jack.
Yes, besides Jack. Kristen
have.
and Peter can come back together.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
And Peter can come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike, I want Mike to come back.
Can someone
I would
please
love Belle and
Sean
Yes.
to come back? Please
I would
have
love
them
to have
come
Belle and
back.
Sean.
I wonder if they ever brought back Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Like, what would
it
she be
amazing?
doing?
Chelsea
She
and
could be
Teresa.
Friends?
Possibly. They're related.
And then I was like, they would go against
How are they
Melanie, but
related?
then...
Hold on. Are they they're cousins, right?
They're cousins.
Chelsea and...
But Chelsea wouldn't have any ill will
Chelsea
towards
is Billy and Bo's daughter.
Yeah, who started off as Georgia,
My Billy. Yeah, Georgia.
but then ended up being
Chelsea.
Yeah.
When she got adopted, they renamed her or something.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, they're
something weird.
cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. We'll bring them back.
Well, no, because Bo is a Kyriakis.
Yeah.
Well, but I guess Caroline is his mother, huh?
Yeah, Caroline's his mom, yeah.
He's pretty.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's been your week of days. Let's move on to our segments because we have to wrap it up in just a
Okay,
few
yes.
minutes.
Go ahead.
So we're going to start with my favorite, the 3 Snaps Awards. Now, I was a little torn as to who I should give my 3 snaps to, but I decided to give it to someone who had an opportunity this week. Thank you. And so my 3 Snaps Award goes to the bartender at TBD who talked to Paul's mom, Tori. And that's Jason Looney, who I also know. So Jason Looney, you get Tony's 3 Snaps Award for this week for being not only very attentive, but being a part of what was one of the funniest dialogues as far as where the back entrance was that we had ever seen on days. I think we have a photo of Jason. Steven, do you have that photo? Well, it's going to come up. So, congratulations, Jason, for getting the 3 Snaps Award from yours truly.
Oh, I think it's coming up.
There he is.
There he is. Look at him. You know what? That's
With
the
a
face.
scowl.
That's the face you make when someone's like, back door. Where you need to go,
Right. Where are you slipping out from?
right? So, congratulations, Jason.
Good job.
All
There
right.
you
So, Peter.
All right, this week, there was a lot that happened this week, and usually when I do my WTF, I think I'm going to flip the script this week and do an FTW.
Which is?
Not what I said.
Not what Mark said.
Can you say what Mark said?
No, instead of WTF, it's going to be FTW, which is for the win, and that's definitely going to go to Jennifer.
Yes.
Because Jennifer just killed it all this week, and she definitely got a win this week.
She
Yeah.
did. And the way she handled everything.
Yeah, and I remember
Good for
last
her.
week one of our people in the chat room was asking if Jennifer's a good mom. And I had to defend her saying she was a good mom, and you two were like, no.
She's a nosy mom.
I said, yeah,
But this
I don't
week
think
she
was
was
bad.
an amazing mother.
Other than
She
watching her son have
stuck up
sex.
for her children.
Other than that little thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, she's my FTW.
in it to win it. Fight to
thank
win.
you.
W.
Thank you, Jennifer.
What? I'm going to use that now.
And now for Mark's quote of the week.
Yay!
The quote of the week.
Yeah! Oh, thank
that
you.
was nice.
Awesome. And also, I just want to say, too, since we're talking about quote of the week, I have wrote it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was so excited because popular quotes on Twitter started following me.
Really?
And I was like,
I
yeah,
like
my
that.
quotes are paying off. So I'm going to keep at it, whether you like them or not. And if you disagree with me, please, like Tony says, put it on the underneath the
Chat room.
Yeah.
underneath us or comments or whatever. But I thought I was going to go longer to have a duplicate because I was trying to each week do somebody new and stuff like that. But I'm doing 2 weeks in a row of Nicole. I can't. She had such an amazing Tuesday. I have to give it to her. It was when she was in the hospital after the amazing scenes with your mother, Maxine, and Teresa left, and she said, "That girl could really use a hug." Or electroshock therapy. So my quote of the week goes to Nicole 2 weeks in a row. She's the first to get it 2 weeks in a row.
Yay! All right, so let's move on to some news and gossip.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
All right, so first off, we have a photo of Nadia Bjorlin in case you guys forgot who she was, but she played
Beautiful
Chloe.
Nadia Bjorlin.
So beautiful. She is coming back
Oh, yes.
today,
I'm so happy.
she will be making her return for a few episodes. This isn't a permanent thing.
Yeah,
but
I think it's just temporary.
Yeah,
from the way it was written. This article.
But they're gonna bring her back. So welcome back, Nadia. We can't wait to see when you pick up Parker and when you bring him back, because we all know that's probably what's
Right.
gonna
She's
happen.
just going to look as fierce as ever. Because
Yeah, she
that's what
does.
She does.
My
Flawless.
favorite moment of her still has to be when she was Ghoul Girl. And then she unveiled herself
Oh, it was
to
brilliant.
be like beautiful.
Right.
And I was just like, Y'all knew she was beautiful.
Oh.
You just saw she slapped glasses on her. She was still beautiful.
Well, that's always there.
Yeah.
And she had the
Before
scar.
and after.
Remember, she had the scar.
Oh yeah, and she was still gorgeous with a scar.
Yeah.
Like how do you do that?
I'm gorgeous with a scar.
Okay, and moving on.
Moving on.
We want to wish a very happy birthday to Mary Beth Evans. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mary Beth Evans. Happy birthday to you. Yay! So make sure you guys tweet her, tell her that we said happy birthday.
Send her that in a GIF.
Yes. And of course, we have been telling you guys about these events, and we're going to continue to tell you guys about these events. First up, coming up on the weekend of March 27th, 28th, and 29th, you have an opportunity to meet with Ari Zucker, who plays Nicole, and Sean Christian, who plays Daniel. This is to benefit the nonprofit Arrowheart, and they have a weekend of events starting on Friday, March 27th in Sacramento, and then there's also one on the 28th and 29th. So if you are interested in meeting Ari and Sean, make sure you visit arrow-heart.com for more information regarding their events and ticket prices, and it's your great chance and opportunity to meet them. They are two very nice people, and you can help benefit Ari's nonprofit organization, Arrowheart, which helps teens. So it's good. I like that. And of course, if you are in the Atlanta area or around the Atlanta area, Dual Coast Events has an event happening on April 11th, hosted by me.
Tony Moore.
It also features Daniel Cosgrove, Eric Martzoff, Jen Lilly, Guy Wilson, Patsy Pease, Galen Gehring, and Cassie DePava.
I always notice that you wait.
I do. Because I always have to think.
I think it's Pavia.
Okay.
Pavia.
And also Christopher Sean was added. So, and it's a wonderful event. And it's I've been to a lot of these events, and it's really like 101. So you get a chance to talk to them, see them, take pictures with them. It's a great event, and it does benefit a great cause. So for more information on that, visit dualcoastevents.com. And then there's me with my future mother. Hopefully that works out. If you guys want to see me play Maxine's son, hit up those writers and let them know that you want
Dina
to see
and
that.
Josh.
Yes. And now let's move on to some predictions.
I feel like I had something written down for a prediction.
Did you?
Oh, thank you.
Now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
So Miranda just asked if we could play next week's promo. Unfortunately, we
not
can't
allowed,
play the promos because we don't own the promos, and we don't want our YouTube video to get taken down. So unfortunately, we can't do that. But maybe what I can start doing is including a link in the description of the promo so that you guys can see
They're
that.
on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
so
they are on YouTube. So, I did watch the previews for next week, so I don't know what is coming up.
I don't watch the previews. I like to be
You don't?
surprised. I like to be surprised.
I used to like to be surprised too, but now since I started doing this, like I feel like I make it a point to watch the previews. Mark, you said you had something. And
I have
it's
no.
age.
I was looking for it.
It's
You know
age.
what?
It's his age. It's age. That's
Somebody
what it is.
commented
It's age.
on the other show that I read notes, and I'm like, if you only knew how much is going through this head of mine.
It's all the
Wait
pizza
till
rolls,
you're
people.
my age.
It's all
I'll
the
be
pizza
glad if you
rolls.
only write down a few things.
Right.
I wrote that my prediction was that Paige and JJ get back together, but Roxy moves home
With Jack.
with Jack. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Look at my new boyfriend. Oops, it's your dad.
Oh my
No,
God.
she knows Jack because they know each other.
Yeah, they grew up.
Well,
JJ and Roxy grew up together.
well, yeah. Okay, well, that's been all for predictions.
I do think that I hope that they watched and saw how much people liked Roxanne.
Oh, by
I
the
do
way,
too.
you're not going to be here next week, right?
I am not going to be here for the next 2 weeks. I will be in Australia hosting Abby Lee Miller's dance conventions in Sydney, Adelaide, and Melbourne. So I will be down under.
So we're going to have more photos of you to caption, which is going to be
Oh my
amazing.
God.
Because James is going to be here also next week.
Yes.
So that's going to be...
So in
Bye,
order,
Felicia.
hashtag you tried it, Felicia. Before we go, Mark, let them know where they can connect with you.
On Twitter and Instagram at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE LOVE, and hello to my dogs that are watching, my neighbors babysitting, Baxter Alexander and Winston Montgomery.
How cute.
And
You can reach me on Twitter at @TheRealDooligan. I'm not going to spell it out because it's right there on the bottom of the screen.
THERE. Oh, sorry.
and of course, you guys can check me out on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Lounging with Tony, or on my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys for tuning in to our live chat, and make sure you continue joining our live chat every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will be back they will be back next week for another full recap of your favorite NBC soap opera, Days of Our Lives. You've been Dishing Days.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.